Welcome, everybody. The 2023 NFL Draft is this week, which just means it's time to look forward to some of the best players available. I'm Joe with the Game House, and today we're going to be taking a look at the top safeties available in the 2023 NFL Draft. The safeties are up in our position ranking videos. This is the last position we're going through. Make sure you check out the other ones as we've gone through all positions for the 2023 NFL Draft. We're going to be going through the player profiles for these prospects, the top 5 safety prospects. If you want to see more, make sure to go to thegamehouse.com. Check out the NFL Draft page. It'll have big board position rankings, everything you might need for the 2023 NFL Draft. With that being said, let's hop into it. Number 5 safety in the class, Jamie Robinson out of Florida State. The guy who I think was rated a little bit higher, but was kind of falling down some boards for some people. I still like him pretty much, but let's get into why. We have the versatility on an NFL defense, I think is pretty cool. His ability to play safety and to patrol the deep parts of the field and zone. He can play some man coverage. He's been used as a nickel corner and can cover players in the slot. I think he can excel at both zone and man defenses and can help a team in multiple ways. Solid run support because of the aggressiveness and willingness to play downhill. He reads plays well, flows to the football. Once he sees where the ball is going, he just shows that good pursuit and goes and tracks the ball carrier down. He can even shed blocks at a decent rate. I think that really helps him as well. His ability to play with anticipation is great. He reads quarterbacks' eyes well, breaks on the football. He recognizes routes well. He shows that good eye balance, and I think that awareness is really going to help him at the next level. Robinson isn't that undersized, but he might have trouble matching up with tight ends. He's got the short arms, limited length. I think can make it tough. So if the safeties typically, want them to be able to cover tight ends. I think the athleticism and aggressive mentality give him a chance, but I just think it's a mismatch at the NFL level. Just average speed and range for a safety at the NFL level, especially his size. He mirrors well, can match in man-to-man coverage, but that range is a deep zone cover could really help. Or could really hurt his stock. I think the anticipatory play style really helps him be in position, and it kind of limits the weakness of his range. While he has okay ball skills, his ball production is lacking. After playing a ton over the last 4 seasons, South Carolina and Florida State, just 7 interceptions and 16 passes defended in his college career. His anticipation helps him make plays on the ball, but he has that limited length, speed, and ball tracking, and I think that really comes into play and kind of hurts him. So 3rd or 4th round pick is where I have him. Some people have him even lower than that, but I kind of still like the anticipatory play style and the aggressiveness. 3rd round draft grade on him for me. Very light safety class, so that's kind of why we're getting into the 3rd round with our first guy here. Next one up, Jordan Battle out of Alabama. He is a guy who's been on the NFL draft radar for a couple of years now. He's got good size, 6'1", 209 pounds. I think he's a little bit bigger than the typical defensive back in the NFL. Solid length, 32-inch arms, helps him contest catches and gives him a big tackle radius as well. High football IQ, and I think it allows him to be as versatile safety as well. He can line up as a deep split safety. He can cover the slot a little bit. He can play zone. And I think he's as long as I think he can be a good in man-to-man coverage as well. He uses his awareness and instincts to be successful just with several different alignments. Solid athlete for a safety. Battle had good speed. Especially considering he's got the good size as well. Can change direction well. Good at jumping ability, contest catches, and I think he plays downhill. He can show up and catch ball carriers quickly. Battle can improve his tackling ability. He has shown that he can lay down big hits, but sometimes he goes searching for a little bit too much. For those a little bit too much, he needs to focus on making good form tackles. Just let ball carriers kind of eluded him a little bit too much at the last year, so just make sure you can work on that. His willingness to help against the run was inconsistent. There were times when he played downhill, but there was also times where he just wasn't really doing that as much. He needs to, he takes aggressive angles to the ball. I think it could really limit him against the run as well. And he needs to be able to contain the run and take better angles to the football to improve in that regard. While he be trusted in man-to-man coverage against tight ends, I think against receivers that he could struggle. Tight hips, he can struggle to mirror those receivers. So if you draft Battle, you have to use them the right way, and I think it kind of goes with a lot of the safeties in this class specifically. Projected draft range, 2nd, 3rd round pick. I have a 2nd round draft grade on him. Maybe a lower end 2nd round pick. You use it on him. I think you can be pretty happy with what you might get out of Jordan Battle. 3rd up, J.L. Skinner out of Boise State. Skinner is a huge safety, 6'4", 209 pounds, well above the average for an NFL safety. Good strength. Can still add to that. We'll get that in a minute here. Uses that strength against the run and the pass. 32-inch arms, solid. Allows him to contest those catches, match up with tight ends. Good ball skills, even if the ball production doesn't match there. Good anticipation, helps him jump on the ball. Good route recognition, attacks the catch point well, and capable of coming down with a pass defended or interception. He's willing and able to lay down big hits on wide receivers across the middle. People have to watch out where he is because he hits hard, causes fumbles at times. I think that's something that maybe it's been a little bit lost in the game, but I think that he can provide that enforcer on the back end of a defense. So he's best when he plays downhill and he struggles to change directions. The tight hips make it tough for him to play man-to-man against wide receivers and even can make him struggle in his pursuit of ball carriers. I think he can cover tight ends in man coverage because he's big enough, but again, struggles with the wide receivers. That's where things can get really, really dicey for him. He can be used in zone and as a box safety, but the asking him to match up in man-to-man against receivers is just a little bit too much. I think he can actually add on to his frame as well. I think he's 6'4", 209 pounds. We just saw Jordan Battle, 6'1", 209 pounds. So just add a little bit more strength as well to help him shed blocks, to maybe let him hit some receivers even harder, I think would be really good. And it would also help him have more physical coverage as he moves forward. So second round grade for me. I think he goes second or third round in the NFL draft. The big hitting, I think, is good. I think that the ball skills are there, even if the ball production isn't there. I think he could go second round. Antonio Johnson, Texas A&M safety. I think he reminds me a little bit of Kyle Hamilton last year, but I think not as good as Kyle Hamilton. Obviously, Kyle Hamilton was very, very good. I believe the number one player on my big board last year. Johnson, though, I think has some similarities that we're going to get to here. He stands at 6'2", 198 pounds. Solid for the NFL, and that matters. Again, if you're not that big, sometimes it's like you're an outlier, and that makes it tough to make it. Good play strength, good length. I think that helps him contest catches and really be physical. He's versatile as well. He has the ability to play nickel corner in the box as a safety. Texas A&M moved him around a lot. When offenses put big receivers in the slot, he's able to match up with them as well. And he's all the necessary tools to play up in the box up near the line of scrimmage as a box safety. And what helps him be a good box safety is his ability to stop the run, decent awareness and play diagnosis to find the football, good pursuit to track down the ball carrier, and once he's in position, his long arms help him make the play. So he's versatile enough to play nickel or box safety as well as safety. He should not be trusted in a single high safety. He lacks the range necessary to do that. NFL defensive coordinator will need to make sure he puts him in a good spot. You can play maybe deep zone if he's not in single high, but the single high is going to give him trouble. Needs to improve his ball skills to the next level. He just 1 career interception and 7 passes defended in his college career. Needs to show better anticipation and attack the catch point better. There are times where he wants to lay a big hit instead of make the play on the ball, and he could probably make more plays on the ball because of that. So his hips are pretty tight for an NFL defensive back, and again, that gives him trouble in man coverage. Could still cover tight ends, but the wide receivers who could really run routes well, I think could make him struggle at the NFL level. Second round grade for him. Second round, third round pick is kind of the range for him. I still think he's a good player, but maybe not the guy that I think was probably being mock drafted in the first round, even as early as right after the draft last year. Brian Branch is my number one safety in the class, and hey, if you want a safety in this class, take him. He might be the one that is the most surefire guy to get the job done with not being the most depth, with there not being the most depth at the safety position. Top 10 player in the class for me. Some people have moved him down because of his kind of lackluster combine, but I think what shows up on tape is great. So Branch is one of the most versatile players in the draft class. Alabama, he was able to play outside corner, nickel corner, safety. I think he's best fit as a safety, but I think the defense coordinators who move him around can really benefit from that as well. Cover man-to-man or zone. He can play double or single high coverage. He can come up in the box and make plays at the line of scrimmage. He can do so much. I like what he brings. I think that's really good. His football intelligence and awareness kind of lets him play all those positions. He has excellent play diagnosis skills, good route recognition. He can trigger and play all the way downhill. I think he anticipates different routes and coverage as well. Really helps him be the number one safety in the class, in my opinion. And then he also has great range. I think it makes him a candidate to play single or double high coverage. I mean, that speed didn't show up at the combine, but I think it does show up on tape. He has instincts. He has decent play speed. He makes plays on the ball when he's in coverage, and he uses the range as a run defender as well. He's all over the field making tackles, even behind the line of scrimmage. So the weaknesses, I think he can clean up his tackling a bit for the next level. He's good at help against the run because of his effort and range, but he just needs to finish plays better as a run defender, not just drag people down by their ankles. And he's able to cover in man-to-man, but he could struggle to mirror receivers at the NFL level. So again, it's still a bit different in college. He was able to do it, but maybe don't put him an outside corner at the next level. That's kind of where some people have him. I don't think that's where he should be. I think he could struggle against elite athletes. So just be wary of that. I think he can definitely be successful, but he just might struggle to mirror and stay with them with those a little bit tight hips, just a little bit. And he also has solid ball skills, but the ball production doesn't match that. He just 3 interceptions in his college career. Tracks the ball pretty well. Just could be a little bit more aggressive in going after it. And I think he can work on that as well. First round pick draft grade for me. First round pick draft range as well. Again, I think he's a top 10 player. I think more realistically he goes back into the first round. I do think that a team who needs a safety or a slot corner will take Branch and feel very happy that he can contribute from day one. All right, so those are the top 5 safeties in the 2023 NFL Draft. Let me know what you think of the top 5 in the comments below. The position ranking videos are all out, so go make sure to check those out as well. For now, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.